Good afternoon, Americans. This is your favorite alien here on the afternoon of Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022. Well, your president is about to speak at 2 o'clock. And as news organizations had told me, how can you make these kind of things on your video because you are not an expert, you don't have a degree in history or diplomacy? How can you make these things? Well, like I told them as the news guys, you don't have a degree in what you're doing anyway. Journalism is a degree in nothing. But as an alien from another planet and as a student of your system and your history here, which you guys don't understand, don't comprehend, and don't want to comprehend, you don't understand Vladimir Putin. You don't comprehend Vladimir Putin. Ukraine is part of Russia, and that's the way he looks at it. Okay? And your president is telling him, okay, you do that, we're going to give you sanctions. Now, sanctions is always, no matter who you are in any civilization, even outside of your planet here, if you do sanctions to a certain civilization, that's considered an act of war. Really? War. Okay? And you better be serious on what you're doing sanctions for. Is Russia's invasion of Ukraine worth sanctions? That's part of their territory. For the last 700 years, Ukraine has been more Russia than anything else. Whether the Ukrainians like it or not, they've been part of Russia for centuries. Russia has allowed them to claim Ukrainian language and stuff like that, yeah. Have they been treated bad? Oh, probably. Will they be treated bad this time? Oh, you betcha, because you guys have been out there. We want to be part of NATO. Yes. You guys should know that you're the red bread baskets of the Russian czars and the Soviet Union. You were its bread basket. The Americans should know that if you apply sanctions to Russia, Putin's going to take this as an act of war. And I mean literally. He's not bluffing here. This is what you Americans don't understand. This guy is not bluffing. He may be crazy. He may be everything you put on him. But as far as war, he likes to wage the real thing. He doesn't like what you guys do here. You sent your Americans in there to die for nothing. Afghanistan, Vietnam, Korea. When he sends his Russians, it's because he's got treasure and blood. You don't understand that. And he's going to risk treasure and blood for the Ukraine because it's part of Mother Russia. There is no if, and, or buts on Putin in this. What is it going to take for you watermelon Americans, especially you reporters, to understand that you're looking at World War III if you take this route? Are the Ukrainians in tough position? Oh, you betcha they are. But they were never independent to begin with. They were always part of the Soviet Union or the Russian czars, going all the way back to the 15th and early 16th centuries. Okay? And Russia is going to sacrifice everything it can for its territory. Putin has made that clear. He doesn't care how much treasure, how much blood he's going to have to sacrifice to this. He wants his territory back. Something that you Americans haven't done in the last 200 years. If somebody takes your territory, are you going to sacrifice everything to bring your territory back? Really? Are you? Putin's making that clear here, people. And you guys don't understand. What is it going to take? This is something you have to swallow. Look at what the British did with Hitler. He told them, hey, I want this. And Mr. Naval Chamberlain went up to him, and probably by all the notes that I read on Naval Chamberlain, that he went there, he probably told him, you can only take the German areas, the other stuff you can't. That's like telling Putin, you can only take the right bank of Ukraine, the left bank, you gotta get back to Poland. Poland and the Lithuanians haven't had that since 1795. And Lithuania is next on his gut list, along with Estonia, Latvia. Yeah? And probably Poland. Yeah, the Russians and Poland have had an interesting relationship. This is why you don't understand Americans. You're dealing with backyard territory here. It's like the Chinese coming in and taking the West Coast, or getting as far and taking Pennsylvania from you. How would you like the Chinese to have Pennsylvania? Ooh, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah. You don't understand at all anything about war. War is not a diplomacy. War is not at that. War is about territory, and the person that wants the territory and conquered, and the other person that doesn't want to be conquered and wants to survive. But if you want to do that, are you willing to pay the price for helping the Lithuanians or even helping the Ukrainians? Would they be so obliged to you for you to send troops and get killed over them? The British and French did that to the Germans on September 3rd, 1939. Did the Polish get any help from that? Hell no. They still lost almost 22% of their population. The Poles did. They lost millions. And not one of them were saved by any British or French. Or Americans, for that matter. And then they spent another almost 35 years under Russian control. Really? So you're looking 1939 to 1989. 50 years it cost the Polish. And it cost the French, and it cost the British millions of people died, both civilians and military, and treasure and money and all the good stuff. So this is what I'm saying, Americans. When President Biden talks to you at 2 o'clock today, ask him, is it worth World War III over Ukraine with sanctions? Are you going to let Russia get away with this? This is their backyard. There's nothing you can do about this. Ukraine was never been a national territory outside of Russia. Russia, the Soviet Union collapsed in the 1990s. That gave Ukraine a respite. But that's all they got, is a respite. Because no other nation on the planet was going to get there and say, oh, we'll save you, Ukraine. You become part of this, and we'll go there and put our treasure against Russia so you can become part of them again. I don't see any nation doing that. And the Americans? What are you doing, World War III? Because Putin looks at your sanctions as an act of war. And he's willing to go that far. This is your favorite alien. Good day.